Today, we're jumping into the massive world of artificial intelligence on Microsoft Azure. And honestly, it can be a lot. So think of this as your guide, your expedition map, to help you find the right path through this really exciting and sometimes pretty overwhelming territory. Let's just dive right in. If you've ever opened the Azure portal, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's this universe of over 200 services. So when you want to build something smart, where on earth do you even start? It really can feel like you're staring at a giant map with no compass. But hey, no worries. Every good expedition needs a plan, right? So here's ours. First, we're going to lay out the Azure AI map itself. Then we'll explore two totally different paths: the quick route with AI that's already built, and the scenic route for when you need to build your own. We'll see how it all comes together in a real-world example, and then we'll wrap up by helping you figure out the right destination for your project. All right, let's get started. Time to roll out that map. In this first part, we're just going to get a high-level view of the landscape and understand the big choices you have to make right at the beginning. Okay, so the most important thing to get about the Azure AI world is that there are basically two ways to go. Think of it like a fork in the road. On one side, you've got the quick route using pre-built AI. This path is all about speed and using stuff that's already been made for you. On the other side, you've got the scenic route, where you build custom AI from scratch. This is for when your journey is totally unique and you need to blaze your own trail. So let's head down that first path, the quick route, the one that gets you from A to B as fast as possible. In the world of Azure, we're talking about a group of tools called cognitive services. So what are these things really? Well, think of them as these super powerful off-the-shelf AI tools. Microsoft's data scientists have already done all the heavy lifting, building them, training them, the whole deal. You don't need to be a machine learning expert. You literally just make a simple API call and boom, you get an intelligent answer back. It's really that direct. And the kinds of problems they solve? They're the things we humans do every day. Need your app to see and identify what's in a photo? There's a vision service. Needed to hear and write down a voice memo or maybe speak some text out loud? You got it. That's a speech service. Want to understand if customer reviews are happy or angry? That's language. Or even get help making a smart recommendation? Yep, that's a decision service. And this right here is so important. The trick to using these well is to not get bogged down in the technology. Nope. You start with your business problem first. You ask, what am I actually trying to do? And then you go find the service that's built for that specific job. It's a problem-first approach. And trust me, it's way more effective. Okay, but what happens when your problem isn't one of those common ones? What if an off-the-shelf tool just won't work? Well, that's when we have to take that other path. Welcome to the scenic route, where we build custom machine learning models from the ground up. You go this way when your problem is totally unique to your business, when you've got your own special data, your own business logic, and you need to build something that gives you a real competitive edge. This route is all about giving you maximum control and power. And the main tool for this journey? It's called Azure Machine Learning, or AML for short. Now, this isn't just one pre-built model. A much better way to think of it is like a complete workshop for data scientists. It's got everything they need, all in one place. Tools to prep the data, massive computing power to train the models, and a solid system to get them out into the real world. And inside that workshop, there's a pretty clear process, a life cycle. You start by getting your unique data ready. Then you use that data to train and test your model over and over until it's really good. After that, you deploy it. You put it out there so your applications can actually start using it. And finally, and this is crucial, you have to manage and monitor it to make sure it keeps working right over time. Theory's great and all, but let's make this real. To see how these services actually connect, we're going to follow a single idea all the way from raw data to a valuable business decision. Let's set a clear business goal. We want to predict which of our customers are at a high risk of canceling their subscription. This is a classic problem called customer churn, and it's a perfect fit for a custom model, right? Because our customer data and their behaviors are totally unique to us. So how does the data travel? First, we gather up all that customer info and store it, probably in a service like Azure Storage. From there, we pull it into our Azure Machine Learning workspace to train our custom churn prediction model. Once that model is built, it gets deployed to what's called a compute endpoint. You can think of this as the engine room where the model lives and does its job. Let's just pause on that compute service idea for a second. What is it? It's basically the engine that makes your AI go. The model you built is the sophisticated blueprint, the brain. But the compute surface is the actual running machine that takes in new information about a customer and spits out a prediction like high risk of churn or low risk of churn. And you've got choices for that engine. You could use something like Azure Kubernetes Service or AKS. Think of this as a big, dedicated factory running 24/7, ready to handle a high, constant flow of prediction requests. Or you could use Azure Functions, which is more like a pay-per-use taxi service. It only spins up when a prediction is needed, which makes it really cost-effective for workloads that aren't constant. So seeing all those pieces connect brings us to the most important question of all. In our final section, we're going to focus on choosing your destination, making that key decision between using a pre-built model and building your own. We've seen the map, and we've explored the two main routes. This brings us right back to the central question we started with. Which of these paths is the right one for your specific project? This table pretty much sums it up. If what you care about most is speed to market, getting something out the door fast, then the pre-built quick route is your answer, hands down. If you don't have a team of data scientists on call, the low required expertise of pre-built services is a lifesaver. Is your problem common, like text translation? Go pre-built. Is it super unique to your business, like our churn example? You gotta go custom. And finally, if you need total, granular level of control over every single detail, well, the custom path is really your only option. And really, it all boils down to this, and this is the most crucial takeaway. Don't overcomplicate it. Always, always start with the simplest tool that can actually solve your problem. If a pre-built cognitive service does the job, that's your answer. Only embark on that scenic route of custom development when you have a problem that genuinely needs it. So there you have it. That's our expedition. We've laid out the map, highlighted the main routes, and given you a compass for choosing your direction in the Azure AI landscape. The only question that remains is, what are you gonna build?